Medicare Supplement Plans, sometimes referred to as Medigap Plans, are a form of voluntary secondary insurance that seek to cover the gaps of original Medicare. There are 10 basic plans: A, B, C, D, F, G, K, L, M, and N. These plans are standardized, so regardless of which carrier you choose, your benefits will be the same, meaning that Plan G will offer the same benefits regardless of whether your carrier is Humana or Aetna or Blue Cross Blue Shield, etc. This makes comparison shopping much easier. And remember that if your doctor accepts Medicare, they accept your Medicare Supplement Plan regardless of who the carrier is. Now, once you decide which plan best suits your needs, you just want to choose a carrier that has a history of low and stable rate increases, because the rates will increase on a yearly basis to accommodate for inflation and rising health concerns. You just don't want a company that has a history of major and drastic jumps. Some additional points about Medigap plans that I want to mention. Number one, if you live in Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Michigan, those plans are not standardized in the same way, so if you live in one of those states or you're planning on moving to one of those states, you'll need to do a little bit more research. Also, plans are no longer able to waive the Part B deductible, so this means that Plan C and Plan F are no longer being offered to new enrollees. And finally, even though I said there are 10 basic plans, Plan G and Plan F offer a higher deductible version as well. You can enroll in a Medicare Supplement Plan year-round, whenever you want, but you are best served to do so during your individual open enrollment period, during your IEP. During this time, you can't be subject to medical underwriting, which is a very good thing, because if you are subject to medical underwriting, then you could be charged more or denied outright based on your health. So when is your IEP? Well, for Medicare Supplement Plans, it's the 6-month period after you turn 65 and enroll in Medicare Part B. That part is very important, because if you're choosing to defer Medicare Part B, perhaps because you're still working and you're maintaining creditable coverage elsewhere, well then your IEP still doesn't start until after you've actually enrolled in Medicare Part B. But just as a word of warning, if you are planning on deferring Medicare Part B, please make sure to follow the instructions on the back of the card and send it back, because if you keep the card, you keep Medicare Part B and you will be charged for it. And additionally, you might miss out on your IEP. In order to enroll in the right plan, you first need to evaluate your needs. Ask yourself the following questions. Do I need a Medicare supplement plan? What benefits do I need? Do I need a supplement plan, or would Medicare Advantage be better? Now, without some type of supplementary secondary coverage, you're relying solely on original Medicare for your coverage. Now, this may or may not work for you dependent upon your needs. First, you need to understand exactly what original Medicare covers. As a reminder, original Medicare does not cover coinsurance, copays, or deductibles. Now, you may assess your needs currently, and perhaps original Medicare will cut it for the time being, but as we look further down the line, perhaps your needs will change and original Medicare will no longer be enough to cover your needs. First, let's discuss Medicare Part A. With Medicare Part A, you probably won't have a monthly premium, but you will have a deductible that you have to meet. In 2021, the deductible is $1,484. This is applied per benefit period, not on an annual basis. So basically, it's applied per hospital stay. So should you need to visit the hospital for any reason, you'll first need to meet that deductible out of pocket before your coinsurance or copays or anything like that kicks in. And again, this is not on an annual basis, it's per benefit period. So if you end up checked into the hospital multiple times in a given year, you have to meet that deductible each and every time. The good news is that with Medicare Part A, once you do meet that deductible, you won't be responsible for any type of coinsurance for the first 60 days of your stay. And honestly, it's very unlikely that you're going to stay in the hospital for a period of longer than 60 days. However, there are other aspects of Medicare Part A in which you might be charged coinsurance. Medicare Part B does have a monthly premium, but you're going to have to pay that premium whether you have a Medicare Supplement Plan or not. And Medicare Part B does have a deductible. Now, unlike Part A, this is a once annual deductible, so once you've met it, then you're only responsible for coinsurance from that point on. In 2021, the deductible for Medicare Part B is $203. So again, you have to meet that amount out of pocket before the cost sharing begins. At this point, generally speaking, you'll be responsible for 20% of the costs, and Medicare Part B will cover 80% of the costs. Of course, this is only on Medicare-covered services when you see a doctor who accepts Medicare, and most do. Now, honestly, if you're a pretty healthy person that only sees the doctor twice a year, which is the minimum recommendation for seniors over the age of 65, then perhaps Original Medicare alone is enough for you, at least for the time being. Because 20% of a doctor's visit is not that expensive. However, remember that Medicare Part B doesn't just cover doctor's visits. It covers outpatient surgery, and it covers ambulance services and x-rays and CT scans and more. And 20% of the cost of these types of services can be rather costly. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, remember that with Original Medicare, if you don't have a supplement plan or some type of supplementary secondary coverage, there is no out-of-pocket maximum. So should you incur major medical bills, you have no limit on your financial exposure. Those bills can continue to stack up and up and up with absolutely no limit. You need to weigh the benefits that you need with your peace of mind and your budget. Let's take a look at the benefits and plans available. Here we are in Medicare.gov. This page compares and contrasts the different benefits and Medigap plans. So we're just going to scroll down to the table here, and you'll see we have Plan A, B, C, D, F, G, K, L, M, and N. Now, you may notice that a lot of the plans have pretty similar benefits, and really it just comes down to your budget and which benefits are most important to you. So the first benefit detailed here on the left is Part A coinsurance and hospital costs up to an additional 365 days after Medicare benefits are used up. So that's very important because it refers to those lifetime reserve days. Then we have Part B coinsurance or copays. So this would be that 20% that you might be responsible for. Now, most plans are going to cover it with the exception of Plan K and Plan L, because those are known as cost-sharing plans. So basically, they're going to cover an additional portion of it. So your coinsurance or copay will be much lower, but they're not going to cover the entirety of it. Then you have blood for transfusions. Again, most plans are going to cover this. Plan K and Plan L, we have the split there. Part A, coinsurance or copayment for hospice care, skilled nursing facility care. So that's not covered by Plan A and Plan B, but it is covered in some capacity by the rest of the plans. The Part A deductible, that's very important. So that was the deductible that's applied per benefit period that you'd have to meet out of pocket for each and every hospital stay. So most of the plans are going to cover it. Some are only going to cover a portion of it, but again, that's a help, and Plan A won't cover it. Part B deductible, that's that once annual deductible for your Part B costs, the $203 as of 2021. Now, most plans are not going to cover it. The only plans that do cover it are Plan C and Plan F, which are no longer being offered to new enrollees. Part B excess charges. So basically, if your doctor accepts Medicare, usually they're going to accept the amount that Medicare pays. However, some doctors choose the option of charging up to 15% more.
That's known as a Part B excess charge. If your doctor does charge Part B excess charges, you're responsible for it unless your plan covers it. So the only plan available to new enrollees that covers this is Plan G. Previously, Plan F, of course, also offered it, but that's not being offered to new enrollees. Foreign travel exchange up to plan limits. So if you're going to be traveling a lot, you might want to consider a plan that has foreign travel exchange. And then, of course, like we said, a major benefit of Medicare Supplement Plans is that it's going to impose an out-of-pocket limit, except really what it's doing is covering all of your additional costs when you pay that monthly premium. It's basically covering pretty much everything else. So that way there doesn't have to be an out-of-pocket limit because your supplement plan is covering everything.
Finally, you will also need to understand whether a Medicare Supplement Plan or a Medicare Advantage Plan is right for you, and they're very, very different. Medicare Supplement Plans work in conjunction with Original Medicare. So they seek to cover the financial gaps of Original Medicare, but they're not going to offer you additional benefits that are not already offered by Original Medicare. However, they will limit your financial exposure. Medicare Advantage plans replace Original Medicare entirely, and you're going to give up access to that extremely broad Original Medicare network that you would have with a Medicare Supplement Plan in favor of some additional benefits. And you may also find that the copays could be a little bit more cost prohibitive, but it really depends upon your specific needs, your location, and of course your budget. There are many different Medicare supplement plans available with different levels of coverage and different price points, so you can certainly find one that meets your needs. However, the thing to remember, as I mentioned earlier, is that Medigap plans do not offer benefits not already offered by Original Medicare. It's just a way to restructure the payments. So even though Medicare supplement plans won't offer you additional benefits like dental or vision, they're going to limit your financial exposure. Basically, you're going to pay an additional monthly premium so that way you can have your coinsurance or copays or deductibles lowered or waived entirely. It's going to make estimating your healthcare budget for the year much, much easier because basically it's all going to be wrapped up in your monthly premium, or at least the vast majority of your costs, dependent upon the plan that you choose, will be wrapped up in your monthly premiums. So by eliminating, or at the very least, severely minimizing unexpected bills, you'll have a much better idea regarding lab work, hospital stays, doctor's visits, etc. And you can view all of the available plans on Medicare.gov. Let's take a look.
We're currently on Medicare.gov's homepage. I'm just going to scroll down to where it says Find Plans. Now it gives you the option to log in and create an account or continue without logging in, which is what we're going to do. It's going to offer you the opportunity to learn about Medicare Advantage, Part D plus Medigap, but we're just looking at Medigap right now. And then a little pop-up will pop up indicating exactly what Medigap policies are. So they'll pay most of the costs of Original Medicare plus some other costs. You'll see Medigap plans with price ranges, but you'll have to contact the insurance company to enroll. We'll get into that in further detail in just a moment. I'm going to put in a Florida zip code, and it's going to show me all of the different plans available in Florida. So in Florida, there are 12 Medigap plans offered in your state. That includes those 10 basic ones, plus the Plan F high deductible and the Plan G high deductible. Now, if you don't put in any information here, you can still get information about the plans available. However, the price ranges are going to be extremely wide. So if you put in some information, it's going to update the prices and give you a much narrower range. So that's a much narrower range. So all of the plans are going to be available here. We have 12 plans available, and it's going to indicate which plan it is on the left-hand side of the screen. Then it's going to give you a price range. Now that price range is dependent upon the carrier and possibly some additional factors such as your age, your sex, whether you use tobacco products, etc. And if you have to undergo medical underwriting, then remember your plan can choose to charge you more or deny you outright based on your health, which is why you want to enroll during your IEP. Then on the right-hand side of the screen, it's going to offer you just a quick little reminder as to what the plan benefits are. So Medigap Plan A is one of the sparser plans. So you'll see most of these benefits are X'd out, meaning that those benefits are not offered by that plan. We scroll down to Plan B. Plan C, so this is one of those plans that isn't available if you turn 65 on or after January 1st. But it was sort of one of the more comprehensive plans available. Plan D, here's our price range. So this is a pretty narrow price range. Here's a reminder of what the plans are. Plan F, this is the other plan that isn't available if you turn 65 on or after January 1st. Previously, this was considered the most comprehensive coverage available. And then there's also that high deductible version, which still isn't available. Plan G is now the most comprehensive coverage available to new enrollees. So you'll see most of the benefits are offered with the exception of that Part B deductible. And then here's what I'd like you to notice, that we have the regular Plan G, we have the Plan G high deductible. So the total plan deductible with the high deductible version is $2,370 as of 2021. Plan K, this is one of those cost-sharing plans. So you may notice that the premiums may be a little bit lower. Same thing with Plan L. Now, of course, this is not a hard and fast rule, but very often if you're looking to save a little bit of money on the premium, but still have additional coverage and still have a plan that's going to impose an out-of-pocket maximum, then these may be plans to look into. And then there's Plan M and Plan N. Now, as you'll notice on the right-hand side of the screen, there are no additional benefits like dental, vision, hearing, etc. We're really just talking about a way to restructure the costs. So you have an additional premium to pay, but then that's pretty much it. Everything else is going to be covered by your plan. Now, if this was a plan that you were interested in, you could click on it for further information. Again, it's going to tell you the information shown is an estimate. Contact the company for plan benefit details. We'll click View Policies. There are 31 Medigap policies offered in your state. So, if I wanted to at this point, if I knew that this was the plan that was for me, I could contact these companies directly. Of course, the easier thing to do is to use a broker rather than contacting each and every one of these companies to find the best rate.
If you'd like our assistance, you can reach us here at iHealthBrokers at 888-410-0344. We're licensed nationwide, and there's absolutely no charge for our services. And of course, please make sure to subscribe because we do release these videos on a weekly basis. We want to make sure that all of our clients and our viewers stay up to date about Medicare and health insurance in general. And of course, please make sure to like this video. That way we can get this information out there. Also, if you have any additional questions, you can reach us in the comments below or give us a call. And if there are any videos you'd like to see, you can let us know that as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.